video that's been inspired by several other videos done by several other people. Notice that I said several times. I did it again. Now, this video pretty much talks about geek girls, and that's suddenly become a huge thing rising in the fandom. It's rising like a fire in a certain third film. And I just thought I'd give my 2 cents about it. Why is it important? Seriously, why is the sudden need to challenge a female comic book reader to say that she's an actual gamer or comic book reader and, you know, test them on this or, you know, badmouth them and say that she's faking it? Now, I have no problem with this. If they're in the fandom, if they like the fandom, then why challenge them? I mean, it's a girl who likes the same stuff we do. What kind of justification does it give to basically run up to a woman and ask her the most obscure Star Trek question ever to see if she's a geek, and then penalize her if she doesn't because God forbid you know something or she knows something that you don't know? Am I right? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is something that my father and my brother have taught me over the years, and that you can be, and it sums up pretty well. This is also something I learned from my grandfather very well. You can be right, or you can be happy, and I think the situation works pretty well here. There ain't no right trains going to Vagina Town, are there, fellas? No. Happy Town, that's an express lane, huh? So, I don't see the problem here. I mean, geek guys should be happy that we're getting more and more nerd girls, and the problem is, like, there are nerd girls out there. There are geeky girls out there, and they come in all shapes and sizes. This comes back to a video I did a long time ago just for fun, basically saying that nerds can be like Skrulls, and, you know, they hide in plain sight, and then they release their inner geekiness at the most oddest of times. That's kind of what we're talking about here, guys, because there are so many geek girls that I've met that they wouldn't tell me, that I wouldn't know that they're geek girls outside of a convention. And the reason they only show up, they only open up their, you know, their nerd side in, you know, in certain groups, like in certain comic book groups or conventions, because they're so terrified of coming out with their nerdiness in normal life without someone harassing them about it, whether it be geek or not. And that's kind of sad, really. You know, that's kind of, you know, geeks should all be about, you know, we're better than this, aren't we? We're, you know, it basically falls under, yes, yes, I will back up. Let me back up. There are people in the fandom, this goes for males too, that do fake being a diehard comic book nerd or something. And it does bother me that it's only comic book and gaming girls that do that have this problem. When it's a girl who loves anime, no one harasses them. You know, if they like anime, that's like a bad stereotype at this point. If a girl says, I like anime, no one's going to criticize them, but no, it has to be comics. If she says, I'm a huge Batman fan, someone is going to penalize her if she gets something wrong. She could be a huge Batman nerd, or she can be a small Batman nerd, you know? It all depends on the fandom. So, that's kind of the problem that has been going on for a while. I have no problem with this. I have several friends who are girls that are very geeky and know stuff about certain, you know, fandoms better than I do. You know, Game of Thrones. I got Pop Culture Diva. She schools me. She fucking schools me every time about Game of Thrones. You know, I've got also... she's also a better Star Trek... You know, she's a better Trekkie than I am. But that's cool because I'm a better... She's only been watching Doctor Who since Series 5, so... needless to say, I'm a bit better Whovian than her. But she schools me. She fucking schools me in Star Trek. And... that goes for other people, you know. Poke Fangirl 4. She is a huge fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and knows stuff about turtles that I don't know. So, I don't have a problem with this. They're just other people. You know, God forbid their reproductive organs are inside of them rather than hanging out of them like a shamed worm. You know? And shouldn't we be happy that there are very attractive women in the fandom that enjoy comic books? and video games and you know, cartoons and anime, you know, as much as us guys do. I mean, it's hard enough to find girls as it is. Am I right, guys? You know, it's very nice to have someone who you can relate to and can relate to your fandoms in a very nice way. I'm just saying, you know, what is the big deal? I'm trying my damnedest to try to not to condone this, because there's no condoning it. This is not right. So, that's all I gotta say, and I know this is more or less a very disconjointed rant. You know, very disjointed rant. But I'm kind of tired of it, because I recently saw someone on a message board get, you know, she basically said she was a Superman fan, and about 15 guys all criticized and, you know, jilted her about, oh, there's no woman on the planet who likes Superman. Fucking really? And I literally just shouted that at my computer when I saw that, because I can't remember even the site that I was on, and these other people just started messaging the crap out of her, you know, claiming, oh, you're a Superman fan. What's the problem with that if she's a girl and likes Superman? Totally fine. God. Well, anyway, before I, you know, lose my cool over this, all I'm saying is, you know, lay off. There are, you know, I will say this, there are girls out there who do fake being part of the fandom. But however, that's a small percentage, and there are guys out there who do the same thing. You know, posers to the fandoms as well. You know, guys and girls alike. But the good outweighs the bad. I'm going to say that much. So, you know, if you find a girl, you know, attractive, that likes Batman and knows a lot about Batman outside of the animated series, or just knows about the animated series and loves cartoons and wants to get into more DC Comics, be nice to her. Because if you're single, it might help. You know? Just saying.